Have you ever wondered why so many people struggle to live well after the age of 80? For some, reaching 80 feels like the final milestone. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be. Living strong beyond 80 is not just about genetics or good luck. It's about understanding four quiet but powerful forces that slowly work against the body and mind as we age. Most people never hear about these forces until it's too late. They show up quietly, stealing energy, clarity, and independence little by little. And the shocking part? You may already be experiencing them without even realizing it. In this video, we're going to uncover the four hidden reasons most people struggle after 80, and more importantly, what you can do about them. These are not myths. They are backed by decades of medical research and real stories from older adults who've lived through them. Stay with me until the end, because the fourth reason is often the most overlooked. And it might be the difference between simply surviving in your 80s and truly living with peace, purpose, and dignity. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel Insightful Elders. Let's begin. Reason 1. Silent inflammation, the body's hidden fire. One of the greatest threats after 80 isn't something you can see or feel directly. It's not a sudden illness. It's something far quieter, chronic inflammation. Doctors often call it inflammaging. This isn't the redness or swelling you get from a cut or sprain. This is the invisible, slow-burning type of inflammation that quietly damages cells, weakens tissues, and wears down organs over decades. It builds from years of stress, poor sleep, sugary foods, processed meals, and even toxins in the environment. At first, you may not notice it. You may still walk fine, chat with friends, and go about your daily routine. But beneath the surface, your body is battling a constant, low-grade fire. Take George, for example. At 82, he didn't smoke or drink. He walked daily and thought he was doing everything right. But he was always tired, often stiff, and sometimes struggled to think clearly. His blood work looked fine, but when specialists dug deeper, they discovered high levels of inflammatory markers in his system. George didn't have a big disease. He had years of silent inflammation that slowly drained his vitality. Here's the danger. After 80, the body's ability to manage inflammation weakens dramatically. What you could get away with in your 50s or 60s, like grabbing fast food, staying up late, or sitting too long, hits much harder in your 80s. This simmering fire increases your risk of dementia, heart disease, arthritis, and frailty. But there is good news. You can lower that fire with small but powerful changes. Whole foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, regular walking, adequate water, quality sleep. These don't erase inflammation overnight, but each choice lowers the flames. Over time, those little decisions may add years of mobility, energy, and clarity. So the first truth is simple. If you want to live beyond 80 with strength, you must fight inflammation before it fights you. Reason 2. Muscle loss of the quiet thief of independence. The second force is something we can all see if we pay attention. Muscle loss. After age 60, the body naturally loses muscle every year. After 80, this process speeds up dramatically. The medical word for it is sarcopenia, but most people just notice it as weakness. It begins subtly. Struggling to open jars. Taking a bit longer to stand up from a chair. Feeling a little shaky on the stairs. These don't seem like major issues at first, but they are the early signs that the muscles protecting your independence are fading. Why is this so important? Because muscles aren't just for strength. They stabilize balance. They protect bones. They help regulate blood sugar and metabolism. They even protect your heart. Let me tell you about Frank. At 84, he was cheerful and still living alone. He thought of himself as steady. Then one afternoon, he tripped on a rug and broke his hip. That one fall changed everything. Weeks in bed caused even more muscle loss. He went from walking independently to relying on a cane, then a walker. His once active life shrank almost overnight. This is why muscle loss is so dangerous. It's not about vanity or looking strong. It's about protecting freedom. Without muscle, a single fall can mean losing independence forever. But here's the hopeful part. Muscle loss isn't destiny. Even after 80, the body can still rebuild strength. Simple resistance exercises, light weights, or resistance bands just a few times a week make a huge difference. Walking daily keeps legs steady. Eating enough protein nourishes muscles. Stretching keeps mobility alive. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about keeping enough strength to stand tall, carry groceries, garden, or get out of bed safely each morning. Think of muscle as your silent protector. After 80, it may be the single greatest factor that decides whether you live longer and better or lose independence too soon. Reason 3. Sleep decline, when rest stops repairing. The third hidden danger after 80 is something almost everyone underestimates: poor sleep. Many older adults assume sleep problems are just part of aging. Waking up several times a night, feeling restless, struggling to fall asleep. They see it as normal. But here's the reality: poor sleep is far more damaging than most people realize. When sleep is shallow or broken, the body doesn't get the deep repair it needs. During deep sleep, the brain clears out toxins, the immune system resets, and cells repair themselves. Without this restoration, everything from memory to energy begins to decline. Alice, age 86, used to wake up 3 or 4 times every night. She brushed it off as just age, but slowly, she noticed her memory fading. Her energy dipped. She caught colds more often. When her doctor explained that her shallow sleep was harming her brain and immunity, she finally worked on improving her bedtime habits. With consistency, less caffeine, regular sleep hours, and more morning sunlight, her clarity and stamina slowly returned. The truth is, after 80, sleep becomes just as important as diet or exercise. Poor sleep increases the risk of dementia, weakens the immune system, and makes falls more likely by affecting balance and alertness. The good news? There are simple ways to improve it. A consistent bedtime routine. A cool, dark, quiet bedroom. Gentle daily movement. Avoiding heavy meals or caffeine late in the day. Even small improvements add up to deeper, more restorative sleep. Remember this: it's not about sleeping longer, it's about sleeping better. And better sleep after 80 can mean more energy, better memory, and more years of independence. Reason 4. Loneliness and a loss of purpose. Now we arrive at the fourth and perhaps most powerful reason many people don't thrive after 80: loneliness and the loss of daily purpose. This isn't about being physically alone. It's about feeling unnecessary, invisible, or disconnected. And science is clear: loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally. It shortens life expectancy and weakens the body more than some chronic diseases. Here's why: humans are wired for connection. We need to feel valued, useful, and part of something. But after 80, the world often becomes smaller. Friends pass away. Children move far. Health issues make it harder to get out. Over time, many people spend entire days without real conversation or a sense of being needed. Bill, 88, is a clear example. His wife passed 5 years ago. His children live out of state. He keeps his home tidy, watches TV, makes meals, but some days pass without him speaking to a single soul. What he misses most isn't activity. It's purpose. The feeling that someone is waiting for him, that his presence matters. This emptiness has real physical effects. Loneliness raises stress hormones, damages immunity, and accelerates cognitive decline. But purpose, even small purpose, heals. Purpose doesn't need to be grand. It might be caring for plants, writing notes to loved ones, feeding birds, calling a friend each morning, helping a neighbor. These simple rhythms give life meaning. They tell the heart you still matter. So if you are over 80 or love someone who is, ask this powerful question: what gives you purpose today? Then protect that purpose like medicine, because in many ways it is. Finally, the choice to live strong beyond 80. Now that we've uncovered the 4 hidden reasons: silent inflammation, muscle loss, poor sleep, and loneliness, it's time to reflect. These aren't just random problems. They are the quiet forces that steal strength, independence, and joy from millions of people over 80. But here's the empowering truth: they are not destiny. Knowledge gives you the power to act. Small, steady changes, more movement, better sleep, deeper connections, healthier food can reshape your 80s and beyond. It's not about chasing immortality. It's about protecting your strength, your peace, and your independence for as long as possible. So I ask you, what stood out most today? Was it the danger of inflammation, the importance of muscle, the hidden power of sleep, or the quiet medicine of purpose? Whatever it was, don't let it just stay as information. Let it guide you toward action. Because aging isn't about fading, it's about focusing. It's about choosing what matters most and letting the rest fall away. If you stayed with me until now, comment stronger after 80 below, so I know you're part of this journey. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss future videos designed to keep you informed, inspired, and empowered. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you have earned the right to live this stage of life with wisdom, strength, and dignity. Don't settle for less. We'll see you in the next video.